Everybody, we're going to try this again. I tried doing a stream a couple of nights ago and it didn't work out. It looked like it was just kind of terrible. I'm going to give this maybe 5-10 minutes. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to play a game. I am sitting on the 19th floor at the condo of where I'm staying in Panama City, Panama. It is actually pretty nice out here right now. A storm just went through. It was like a big storm too. It was like hail. It was like the rain. It almost looked like snow, but it's way too warm for snow. And it seemed pretty good. It seemed now the weather is kind of, it's not terrible. It's okay. It's still pretty humid. Don't get me wrong, but it's not that bad. Now I'm closing the actual studio tab of the browser, so I'm not going to have access to chat. So if anybody's chatting, thank you for chatting. I appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead, jump into a game and see what kind of trouble I can get into. Let's do a new game. I think I'm going to do a 15-minute format instead of the normal 30-minute, just because I'm on battery power right now. I don't know how well the stream is, so I'm going to make it a little bit shorter of a game, and we'll see what happens. So I am playing Felix Tiger, a 1072 player. He hails from the country of Germany. What country is that? That is Germany. Yes, look at me getting my flags correct. Felix Tiger, hailing from Germany, a 1072 as opposed to my 1070. So we are practically even. All right, so he brings the bishop out. I suspect maybe there's going to be some kind of like horsey coming to over here to f6 or something like that. I am going to go ahead. I'll bring my horsey out. So now I have both my horsies. Yeah, he's going to bring this guy out. He might park. Where might he? He might park. He might try and park that knight right here on d4, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and let him do that. I'm tempted to go ahead and try to pin, but that's going to be premature. I have a feeling he would just kick me off of the pin, so I'll just go here. Kind of anticipating that he'll move his d-pawn out. Maybe not. No, that's not really. That has no advantage to him, so he's just blocking. I will go ahead and castle. So I've been in Panama for the past week. It has been a hot and humid and muggy week in Panama. It has been awful. I have not enjoyed it. And actually right now, sitting out here on the balcony is the nicest that it has been all week long. What do we got? He's bringing his horsey out. Maybe, I don't know where he's going to put that thing. I don't know where he's going to put that thing. Yeah, I've heard that before. Let's see what we got. Maybe we could go ahead and preempt that, but I don't see him doing that. There's no reason for him to bring his horse down to b4. Maybe. I kind of do want to open up the D file, so I'm just thinking maybe I'll just go to D3 and just reinforce the pawn that's on E4, trying to hold the middle a little bit. All right, so we got that. Now, do I want to go ahead and attack his bishop with my bishop, bringing my bishop to E3? Yes, I do. Although that would create a double pawn situation for myself on the E file, but you know, I've already made the move, so there's nothing I can do about that. Now, if he does not take, I probably will take. Is there any advantage to taking? I don't know. I don't. Well, if he takes, then he'll. Okay, so if I take, he recaptures the pawn. I push that up. That's not going to work either. It is actually still raining a little bit. Hopefully, my laptop won't get too wet or anything. Like I said, I can't check the chat because I wanted to close the stream window because I had no idea what the quality of this stream is going to be like. Hopefully it'll be all right. All right, so he's sensing that I might want to attack. So let's see. I am thinking about putting my horse here. Alternatively, I could just move my queen to d2 to connect my rooks. I could bring a rook to the middle, maybe bring a rook to where my queen is on the d file. Take. I could still take, but now he's going to have the advantage. If I take, he probably So if I take his bishop on b6, he probably recaptures with the a7 bishop, which gives him an advantage because that's opening up his rook. So I'm going to resist the urge to take. I am tempted maybe to just continue pushing up with my pawn. If I push up, there's 1, 2, 3, and I'm attacking it, defending it 1, 2, 3. I always get confused. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. All right, let's push up. I will win. I should win this trade, I think. Maybe not. I may have miscalculated that. Whoopsie. Oh well. You live, you learn. All right, so I'm anticipating he'll take. I'll recapture with my horse. He recaptures with his horse. I'll recapture with my knight. He'll recapture with his. I'll recapture with my bishop. He'll recapture with his bishop, and then I will take his bishop, and that will have done nothing except give my queen a target to this g7 pawn. Let's see. Okay, so I recapture. Now I anticipate he recaptures with the knight. Perhaps not. Maybe he does something like bring the knight. Okay, so he recaptures with the bishop, which is fine. I mean, it's just a different plan. Now, he should recapture with the... I feel like he should recapture with the knight here. Now, I'm going to recapture with the queen, and I'm staring down at the g7 pawn like I was saying. All right, so he doesn't see it. So I go ahead and do this. He's going to bring the rook over to the king, and that means I'll win this other pawn over here on h6. Unless there's a better move. Which I don't see a better move right now, though I could bring my horse, but that would just be blocking. No, I'm going to take the material. I'll take the material, and then I'm thinking, let's see, I could bring my knight here to d5, then to f6. Okay, so he's attacking my bishop. I want to keep this pressure on that pawn. So I'll just bring the bishop back. I definitely want to bring my rooks out now. Oh, I don't want to pre-move that. How do I undo a pre-move? How do I undo a pre-move? I want to undo the pre-move. No. No. There. Oof. God. I didn't mean to pre-move that. I just was saying I do want to probably bring that rook over to the D file, bring the other rook to the E file. That would probably be best. Everything's guarded except my queen. She's kind of out on her own right now. I am up 2 pawns. Now, I have essentially ruined his castling. Unless he moves the queen and moves the bishop, then he'll be able to castle. Otherwise, meh. Alright, so he's probably going to bring the... Here, no. Alright. You know, I think I do want to bring my knight over here to... Oh, I didn't mean to do that move, but I'm glad that is what I did. I do. I want to bring my knight here with the thought of eventually going to f6 for a check. He will not be able to recapture with the queen because then I would just take his queen. I don't know. His only move at that point would be... Well, let me make sure I don't want to just check for the sake of checking. I want to make sure I have a plan. Right? I mean, like that's ultimately what I should do. He's bringing all these guys to around his king right now, and I should make sure that I am compensating for that. So like I said, this, Panama City is very much just kind of like Miami. I lived in Miami for a few years, which I'm sure I've mentioned several times on this channel, and Okay, so what is he doing? He is now. I could do a check. Okay, I don't want to do a check because then if he captures, I can't capture because his queen would capture. Um, all right, let me think. Not, I don't want to go to h5. I maybe want to go to. I'm thinking about taking my queen to f4. That would also reinforce this knight. I don't know what kind of shenanigans he's thinking about doing. I mean, he probably wants to bring his queen down. I think I'm going to stick. Yeah, I'll go f4. Is she safe there? Yeah, she's safe, and then I'll probably kick him out in a minute. I'll probably bring my f pawn. Yeah, I think I'll bring the f pawn up to kick the knight out. Now I'm also thinking he might come down with this f pawn down to f5, trying to do something like, well, I'll go ahead and take your pawn, and then your queen will be threatened. All right, so now he's trying to kick out my guy. All right, so there's no shame in retreating. I'm thinking about just going back here to e3. We'll do that. Now I will take, if he doesn't move that knight, or yeah, the knight, I will take. Now, I do have, let's see, well, let me see. If I go knight to g4 and then to h6, and then I have some trouble really putting a lot of pressure on that f7 pawn. I should have said h8, not h6. All right, so he's just, I don't know what he's doing. I get the impression he might not know what he's doing either. Not that I know what I'm doing either, so I really shouldn't criticize. So he might go to the C file, he might go there, he might go to C4, he might go to D3. I'm going to bring my rook over because I just realized that this D6 pawn is unguarded. Nobody is defending it. He might bring the queen out now, but we'll see. I think I might have had a chance to take, let's see. Okay, no, I didn't really have a chance to take it. Okay. All right, so he does come out to defend it, and he probably wants to, he probably wants the castle. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can harass his queen by going to f5. If he takes with the bishop, I can recapture with the queen. That's not a big deal. And then that will also block his castle. So if he recaptures with the bishop, I take with my queen. Now, he does not have a lot of good places to put the queen. All right, so he recaptures like I thought. So I will go ahead and recapture with my queen. That, like I said, that blocks his castle. It also prevents him from doing some annoying attack on my queen with his knight. So there's that. I'm not sure what to do from here. Do I start to push up with my pawns? I'm up 2 points. So do I want to try and like maybe I could push up with my F pawn to kick his knight out? The knight at that point would be not exactly trapped. The knight could still go back, but he wouldn't be able to go forward. My laptop is getting very hot. I'm watching my my battery life just sink down, just go down. But hopefully this game will end before my battery does. Otherwise, I can go inside and finish. I am getting a video call, which I cannot do. I should just send the person the link and say, hey, talk to me there. All right. Yeah, I don't know what kind of good options he has. He could offer a queen trade, which I might be inclined to take just because. Then again, if your opponent wants to do a queen trade, you probably don't want to do a queen trade. So that's kind of a rule of thumb, which I don't know actually is an existing rule of thumb. Maybe it is. I need to open something up. I do think I want to try and kick the knight out. But that e4 pawn is really weak. It's only got the queen guarding it. Alright, I don't know what this person's doing. We got nine minutes. Okay, I don't know what that move is. That seems like a bad move, but let's talk about it. All right, maybe I could slide over to h8, get a check. He blocks with the queen. I don't know. That just seems like a weird move. I mean, I think maybe he's hoping I'll go up to like g6. They're like, I got check. Oh no, I lost to the horsey. I'm gonna kick the horse out. I'm gonna stick with that plan. Ooh, but I gotta be careful. I don't want my queen to get trapped. She won't be able to fall back if I try to kick the king. If I try to kick the knight out. Let's see how he reacts to the check. We'll see what he does. I think here his best bet is probably just to move the king, or maybe block with the rook. No, don't block with the rook. Then I'll just take it with the bishop. Can't block with the queen either. He has to move the king because regardless of what he blocks with, I'll take it. Well, not if he blocks with the horse. Now, if he blocks with the horse, I'll probably... Okay, so he blocks with the horse. Now, what if I do take... He recaptures with the rook. I go down. No, I think I'm going to push up with the pawn. The pawn's really weak, though. But I just want to open something up. But maybe I don't want to. No, maybe I'll do this. I'll do that, preparing to push up with the pawn. All right, so he castles, which is fine. Now I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna swing the queen over to the other side of the board. I don't want to lose sight of my own king, but he's got the two rooks back there with him. He's under a good shield, though I should be wary of back rank issues. But if I swing over to a5, he pushes up with a6. That doesn't really get me far. Let me no, because the I was going to say I would push up with the pawn, but his knight is not. His knight is not pinned anymore. I think I might just check him again, just to see how he reacts. Now, he'll probably just slide the king over. Alright, that's what I thought. Now, if I push up with the pawn, he takes with the F pawn. I don't have much of a response to that, so I'm not going to do that. I really am thinking about just bringing the rooks over, to just bringing a rook out, like taking the rook to d4, taking it over to a4, and then sliding my queen over, threatening some other shenanigans. Let's pin that. Let's pin that that pawn for now. All right. That's fine. I mean, he's got, I don't know what he's got planned. Let's go ahead and do some maintenance. I want to relieve my back rank problem. Alright, so he's just trying to be a jerk. I'm going to start pushing up with my pawns. So I'll push up with this pawn. I feel like my light squared pawn is pretty, my light squared bishop is pretty good. He's got control of that big diagonal right there. My rooks are pretty good too, I think. I think I'm in a good position. I just got to start thinking about time now. Do have to start worrying about time. Okay, so he's just trying to be a jerk. He probably wants to bring. No, he's not going to be able to do that. I was saying he probably wants to bring one of the rooks over to the G file, but it's guarded pretty well. Let's keep pushing. I got to be careful not to move my knight, because if he takes his knight to f3, I can't take back with the G pawn, because right now the G pawn is pinned, the pawn on G2. So my queen is guarding that square right now. I have to keep that in mind. Oh, also he could. Oh wow, wow! I messed up. He can get that rook. He can take that h3 pawn. I have to bring my. If he does not take that h3 pawn, which I think he probably should, yeah, and he just did. Fuck. Oh man, again, I feel like this was a game that was so close. I am trying to figure out how I can turn down my brightness, because I'm using a MacBook Pro color brightness. I'm using a MacBook Pro that has that stupid bar at the top, which it seems to just not work more than it actually works. Like right now, the bar doesn't even have any lights. Uh-oh, I'm on red. I'm gonna go inside. All right, let's see what happens. All right, so I can just take that rook, right? Pretty sure I can just take it. But then he's going to fork me, which is what I know he wants. If I take it, he forks. Crap. I don't see a good way out of this. About the only move I had if I want to save my queen. don't think I have any really good options here. Fuck. That's checkmate. Comes down. He comes there.